What's up, Holmes? What's up, guys? Sega Man back here with another video. Another top 10, guys. This is another top 10. And this is, these games are complete in its original case and box. Some of you might not know about this game system. It is my top 10 for my 3DO system. Let me tell you guys, I had so many people when I worked in gaming at when I worked at GameStop when it was a good company. It's okay now, but I just thought it was better when I worked for it. But when I worked for the company, real quick story. Me and this guy were talking about the systems that we own. Now he owned a couple cool things, you know, like I think he had a Jaguar. I have a Atari Jaguar. I have a TurboGrafx. I think he said he had one. But when I told him that I had a 3DO, like his mouth dropped to the floor. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, would you think about selling it? I was like, never. Never, man. I said, if I can maybe find you one out in the wild, maybe I'll sell it to you. But I can. He offered me $500 just for the system, no games. I said, nah, dude, I'm a collector. Sega Man's a collector, my brother. I can't do it, man. I just can't do it, you know. The only way I would give up any of my game systems, especially my vintage ones, is if I was in financial trouble or it was for my kids, because that's what a real man does. You know what I mean? But yeah, he tried to get me to, sell, and I was like, nah, dude, I can't. You know, maybe if I found in the wild, I probably could, you know, and he was just, I was like, I can't. So, let's get on with it, guys. This is my top 10 for my 3DO collection. And yes, I still have, it still works. I have the original Panasonic 3DO. So, let's get into it, guys, alright? Number 10. A lot of these games were digitally, they were digitized, actors, you know. This is actually by Electronic Arts. And this actually is a really cool game. It is called Psycho Detective. This game, man, let me tell you, see how, to be honest with you, this system, the way their games were digitized like this, like if you've seen Night Trap on a Sega CD, it was grainy. This was way better. I mean, I think that the 3DO, I believe, was more powerful than the Sega CD. But this was a really strange, odd game. I never even beat it. Because it has a few discs in it. You know what I mean? And you have to, I think you had to, if I remember correctly, you had to switch them out. And it's like a point-and-click psycho detective story. And man, I just found it interesting. You know what I mean? And I'm going to go back and try this again. But number 10 is Psycho Detective for the 3DO. If you have a 3DO, you might want to try it out. Now, these games have probably went up in price, especially if you want to find them boxed. They're definitely going to be high up in price. But this was a really unusual and different take on a video game. It was really good. That's number 10. Now, this other one I found, believe it or not, this is really a cool, kind of a cool game. It's for kids. But what I found really unique about this game, my number 9 game, which is 1, 2, 3, Sesame Street numbers. Now, let me tell you something about this. Real quick. Back in the day, I used to watch Sesame Street, just like everybody else when they were kids. There's a part in here, if you go into, I think it's Bert's house, you can actually watch old school shows or videos from back then through the 3DO through this game. This was really cool, and it really took me back to my childhood. And as you can see, you know, it has the game in there and everything. And it's a learning game. It's really cool. It's a learning game. You know, you could check it out. It has the count on it, Ernie and Bert. And I found this for $2 or $3. It was great. It was great to see that you can watch like the old like shows inside of it that you would see on Sesame Street from a long, long time ago. This is a really unique game, and they did a great job on learning game. They did a great job on this for the 3DO. So if you can, check it out. Number 8. This one here is pretty good. It is called Starfighter for the 3D. They had a lot of these shooter type games that were really, really cool, and I tried to pick up all of them. Now I have a lot of more 3DO games that I just couldn't get the box for them. They would come in like these CD, like regular shell cases, because the guy who was selling them on Amazon, whoever was selling them from a third party, they didn't have the case with it, so I got them pretty cheap. But yeah, this is a pretty cool game. The box is a little damaged, I guess, through time. But it was a really cool game at the time for the 3DO. It's a really good hyper 3D world, that you explore, and it was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? And I got this for a really good price. But if you're into like these kind of shoot 'em up games, shooter games, you might like it. It was really, really good. And a lot of these games, to be honest with you, some of them were kind of done better than what you could find on a Sega CD. But at the time, you got to remember this 3DO system at the time was $500, and nobody was going to pay that for a 3DO system. I mean, that was just way too much. I mean, the rich kids, maybe their parents might have bought it back in the day, for them. But man, I mean, it was just very expensive for back in those days. What are we on here? Let's see. 10, 9, 8. Okay, we're on 7. Now, Supreme Warrior. This game did come out for the Sega CD. I also have that game too, but it came out for the 3DO, and it's it's all right. Here's if you can see a little. There's a little bit of the graphics there. You'll see your hands like hitting the guy, and you'll see his foot kick up, and you're hitting him and kicking him and stuff like that. It was a digitized stop motion fighting game, and it was pretty cool. A little bit cheesy, you know what I mean, for back at the time. But I think at this time they were really just trying to focus on making these really realistic, digitized like type games. You know what I mean? There was an era of that, guys, where that's all you could find really. Because that was the big thing back then. But Supreme Warrior, it's not a great game, but it's also not a bad game. There's the book with it, and then it comes with the CDs in it. There's 2 CDs you get in there. But it's by digital pictures. But it wasn't really that. It wasn't really a bad game. It was okay. You know what I mean? A lot of people thought it was horrible, but I thought it was pretty decent and pretty innovative for back then. You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad. Alright, number 6, right? Alright. This is also by Electronic Arts. It is Escape from Monster Manor. This is complete in box. This was also this was actually pretty cool. It would kind of remind you of like a Doom game, like you go searching all these rooms, and you'll find all these like ghosts and stuff that you have to kill and stuff like that. It was a pretty unusual game, you know what I mean. 3DO had a lot of different unusual games, you know what I mean. There were some that were you would be memorable and you would know, but a lot of these games flew under the radar. A lot of people didn't like the game style of the 3DO. I do. I appreciate all kind of games and game genres. But it's not a bad game. You know what I mean? You have to go through the rooms, you have to solve things. And if you look in there, it has actually a cast and crew in there, I believe. And then there's the game right there. I guess the people that made the game and stuff like that. But it's not a bad game. All right, what we got left here? Okay, number 6. Another great game in my opinion. I thought was pretty cool, kind of innovative. This game came out on different variety of systems, but this one was actually pretty cool, and it took a lot of time and effort in this game for them to make. And it actually has the real character in it. It is Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes' Demolition Man. Another great game for the 3DO. There's also parts where there were fight scenes where it looked like a Mortal Kombat fight scene. Then there was other parts where you have to go searching rooms and killing your enemies. So it wasn't a bad game at all. It is complete in there. And it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Real actors' voices and stuff like that. It was not a bad game at all. You know, some people didn't like it, but I thought Virgin, I thought they did a pretty good job on digitizing the actors and the backgrounds and stuff like that. Not a bad game, guys. Probably expensive today. I'm not sure, especially in the box. What was that, number 6? Now we got, let's see, number 5. This one here is Shockwave 2, Beyond the Gates. This is not a bad game either. It's another shooter, and it has digitized, there's the characters in there. You know what I mean? But you go around and you go around and you shoot all these spacecraft and these tanks and stuff like that. Kind of like an alien shooter. It's not bad. It came with 2 discs. You know, I think a lot of these games that 3DO had came with the 2 discs. And actually, when you're watching the cutscenes of this, the picture is very good on your TV. It was really good cutscenes in this game. This wasn't that pricey. This was around $5. You know what I mean? But Shockwave 2, not a bad game. Now, number 4, another game you guys probably heard of. And they still make this series today, which isn't that great anymore. But this is the Need for Speed for the 3DO. This wasn't a bad racing game for the 3DO at the time. Some people say this is better than the PlayStation version. And it's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's complete in here. You know what I mean? No, it's a racing game, and you guys know I like my racers. You know Sega Man likes his racers, but it's not a bad game. And I picked this up at half-price books, I think, for around $5 back in the day. I don't know if these really went up. You know, like I said, if they're in the case, they probably have. If not in the case, probably not that much. But you can see a little bit of the graphics back there, of Need for Speed. You know, it was pretty. And then it had a little cutscene, too, where a dude would come out like an 80s music. Like, yeah, man, rad, dude. I'm going to, and like he would say all this stuff, like, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm getting this and let's go do this. Kind of like remind you of an 80s movie. But it's not bad to get for your 3DO. Now, this next one here. Oh, man. Oh, boy. A lot of people hated this game. It's kind of a knockoff of a Mortal Kombat game. But this game is actually really up in price. It is called Way of the Warrior. It's a fighting game for the 3DO. It's not bad. Yeah. I don't think it's bad, you know what I mean? Here it is with the sponge in there and the little book. I don't think it's that bad, you know what I mean? It's okay. You know what? Some of the fatality scenes they had in this were awesome to me. Like right here, it'll say bonus. Like you see, I guess if you knock the dude in the lava, that's what he'll look like. And they were digitized characters, just like Mortal Kombat. It was very cheesy. But some of the stuff they did in here was kind of cool. You know what I mean? But I had to pick it up complete. It was only a few dollars. Way of the Warrior. So if you look at the artwork's kind of cool. On the box. You know what I mean? So if you can find it anywhere and you find a working 3DO, guys, pick it up. Even if you do find it, just a game with a shell casing for a couple bucks, pick it up. It's not bad, in my opinion. Some people really thought that was really bad. Another game that was on this, it was also, what is this? This is my, damn, I'm not doing the numbers. This is my number 2 game. That was the number 3 game. This is Mad Dog McCree. This was also on the Sega CD. It's a Western time shooting game. You can see the characters and stuff back there. You have to shoot them, in the amount of time before they shoot you. But I got this for $2-3, and in the case, it's not bad for that price. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't like these games. You know what I mean? They just didn't like those time shooters and stuff like that. But if you look in here, you can see other various games that were made that way right in here. You know, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? I didn't beat it. You know, I've played it, and it's not bad. But like I say, it's timing. When when the guys come out, and you got to shoot them in time, because if you don't, you get killed. You got to start over again. But it wasn't that bad of a game. Now my number 1 game, and I do believe that this is the best version of the game because it had it on other systems. And to be honest with you, I got it for $10 complete from Half Price Books, and to me it is the best version because I have these versions on the Genesis, and what else? I think I have it on the Genesis, and I think can't remember my other system. But this version of this game is the best out of the and I have it on the PlayStation. Beats the PlayStation 2, and this is the PlayStation 1, but this game is on there. It is Road Rash. This is the best version of Road Rash. The 3DO definitely had the best vision of Road Rash back in the day. This is my number 1 pick. Yes, it is a racer. It is a funny racer. It is awesome. These are fun games. And as you can see on the back, you can see a little bit of the graphics there. And then, like they had, little digitized cutscenes too. Just like their other games. But this game has definitely went up in price. And it is the best version, and people have reviewed this game on YouTube and said that it's the best version in their opinion too. And it is pretty awesome, 32-bit action is what they're saying. But it is a great game, guys. So if you can find it on a cheap, pick it up. So that's my number 1 game for my 3DO. That's all I got for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm still building up getting some more pickups, and I want to give a shout out to Thrifty Gamer. He's a cool dude, and he put a comment on and say I was the first one that gave you a thumbs up on a video and stuff like that. Shouts out to him. He's a cool dude. Check out his videos. Check out Hebot, E-Rock, really cool brother. The Micropod, the Micropod podcaster, cool. Microbox of X. Just a lot of guys on here. Mr. 100, Carly. Another cool chick. Check out her channel. She's really cool. I like her a lot. I really like her a lot because she's just original, and I like what she does. She's different, and she brings a different flavor to gaming, in my opinion, and she's really cool. So check her channel out, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I always appreciate when you subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I will subscribe back to your channel also, and check out your channel and your content. So, as you know, always what I say, Xbox for life. Peace, and I'll see you on the next one. Jump in.